Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm going to be looking at the 7th pattern. These are the 5th and the 6th that I've just recently done, and now I'm going to be looking at number 7. In this book, which is Luxurious Throws, there are some gorgeous ones, and there's quite an unusual one there that I'm not particularly enamoured with. Although that might look, it looks almost like a net that's caught a load of eclectic things. So it might look nice in like a beach hut or chalet, something like that. That's a cute one, that waffle stitch one. Waffle stitch is lovely as well. Here you get taught how to do back and front loop half trebles, which is useful because you needed those before in an earlier one. I love this one, the 60s style one, and this is just absolutely gorgeous. I will be making this one for sure. I'm just looking at the yarn. Where's it in a natural? I might, it's calling for a Malabrigio worsted in a natural shade, but I might just get a normal DK in a natural shade. So there's some really lovely things. Shows you how to do like a rope edging, which is a reverse double crochet, where you kind of crochet backwards to get that rope effect. Yeah, so there's some lovely ones, lovely chevrons. You see, in crochet there tends to be a couple of ways to make blankets. You either make shapes and sew them together, or you just sew and sew and sew and sew. And there's lots of different ways you can sew and sew and sew. You can either sew in lines, you can start in the middle and work out. You can start in a corner and crochet to the next, crochet corner to corner. That's quite an easy and fast way to crochet a blanket. So there's lots of different ways. But anyway, we're going to do the petrol wheel hexagon today. So we're going to use the petrol yarn and the 4mm hook that comes with the set. And it says the ball of petrol yarn provided, save any left over for future hexagons, and the 4mm hook. How to crochet. The foundation round is 4 chains and join with a slip stitch to form a ring. So we need to lay the yarn over our fingers, fold it over and do our slip knot, or however you do your slip knot, and then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then put our hook into the first of those stitches, grab some yarn and pull it through, and then pull it through the loop on our hook, and that gives us a little circle when we pull it apart there to stitch into. Just make sure you are stitching into the circle and not into one of the stitches. So the first round is chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then do a double treble in the ring. So a double treble is where we yarn over twice. Remember, a double treble is a treble in UK terms is a double in US terms. So a double treble is a treble in US terms. So you yarn over twice, hook into the circle, pull some yarn through, so you've got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, so you've got a really long stitch there. Okay, then chain 2, then do another double treble, so yarn over twice into your original ring. Don't go into between the 2 stitches you've just done. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then 2 chains, and then another one, and you want that 9 times. then it's saying to chain 2 and join into the 4th stitch of your standing chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's because that's leaving 2 to act as your chain 2 in between. Okay, so there's no need to change colour. There's no change in colour with this one. So what we do next is for second round is we chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this time we do a treble into the chain 2 space. So yarn over into that space, pull through. So that's just a treble there. And then 1 treble in the next stitch. So that'll be into the top of that last treble. 1 treble into there, and then 1 treble into the chain 2 space, and then 1 treble into the next stitch. And then 1 treble three chains, 1 treble into the next space, and then we'll go in a treble into the top of the stitch. Oops, sorry. So this is where you've got to just be careful about whether you're stitching into stitches or spaces. So that 1 treble goes into the top of the stitch, then you've got a treble into the next stitch. Remember, these trebles are doubles in US terms. So you've got a treble into the stitch, a treble into the space, a treble into the stitch, and then 1 treble, a chain 3, and a treble into the next chain space. And then we just slip stitch into the 3rd stitch of that chain 6 that we did at the beginning. And now what we do is we slip stitch into there, so we put our hook in, pull some yarn through, and that's into the space, not into the stitch. And then what we do is we chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we do a treble into the same space. So that's a double in US terms, obviously. And then we do a chain, we miss a stitch, and we treble into the next stitch. That's into the stitches, not the spaces. And then we do it again, so we do a chain, we miss a stitch, and we treble into the next stitch. And then we chain 1, and then we're into the space, and we do a treble, chain 3, and a treble into that corner space, and then we repeat that around 5 times. So we do 1 chain, we miss a space, we do a treble, miss a stitch, we do another chain, we miss a stitch, and we do another treble. And then we do another chain, and then we put a treble into the corner, chain 3 and another treble. Just join with a slip stitch to the top, to the third of the chains in that chain 6. 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. 1 treble, 3 chains, 1 treble into the same space, and then 1 treble into the next stitch, and 1 treble into the space 3 times. So 1 treble into the stitch, and 1 treble into the space, 1 treble into the stitch, and 1 treble into the space. So then you end up with 6. Okay. And then 1 treble into the next stitch. And then you want a treble in the corner space, 3 chains, and your treble in the corner space to make your corner space. And now you put a treble in the next stitch, a treble in the next space. And join to the top of that chain 3, and that should be it. Yes, and that's it. So finish that off. And there it is. That's a lovely one, that's really, you know, this is the sort I like, the really sort of lacy kind of feel to it. And the cotton, because the cotton's so light, just gives it a really nice light feel. It's much more lacy than it looks on the picture. So there are our last 3. So that's from number 5 where we did the bobble hexagon, and number 6 where we did the lovely flower hexagon, and then number 7 where we've done the lovely, let me just zoom out a little bit, where we've done the lovely slate hexagon. So really thanks for watching, and when I get my next books I will do some more. I am working on that throw from, was it number 1 that the throw was from, with the ridges on it? I am working on that, and it's a work in progress, but it's getting there. I've used about 3 or 4 balls of wool now, but it's, yes, it's getting there. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.